There is a dream you have been carrying. You may not speak about it often. You may have learned to keep it folded in a quiet corner of your chest where disappointment cannot reach it. But it is still there. It has been there for years. And right now, the two most mystical planets in our solar system are arranging themselves in a pattern that has not occurred in over a decade. A pattern that exists for one purpose only: to give that dream permission to become real.
Jupiter is sitting at his exaltation degree in Cancer, the position where the planet of expansion operates at absolute maximum power. Neptune is moving through Pisces, the sign he rules, the waters where imagination and reality lose their boundary. And these two giants are forming a perfect trine, 120 degrees of pure harmony, the most flowing aspect in all of astrology. When Jupiter and Neptune align like this in water signs, the universe is not suggesting possibility. It is opening a door that most people will walk past without seeing.
But here is what nobody is telling you about this alignment. It does not arrive alone. It arrives inside the rarest manifestation corridor of 2026. Every planet is moving forward. Venus is in her home sign. Mars is in his home sign. The architecture of the sky right now is not ordinary. It is a once-in-years configuration where the cosmic permission slip is not just available. It is being handed to you directly. In the next few minutes, you will discover 3 things that will change how you move through this window. First, what this Jupiter-Neptune trine actually does to the fabric of reality, and why dreams seated now have a different quality than dreams seated at any other time. Second, the specific type of vision that this aspect supports, and how to recognize whether your dream qualifies for cosmic permission. And third, a manifestation protocol built for this exact alignment that anchors your vision into the most receptive waters the sky has offered since 2012. Stay here because the door is already open, and it will not stay open forever. Let me show you the geometry of what is happening above you. Because this is not poetry, this is astronomical precision, translating into experiential reality. Jupiter entered Cancer in June 2025, and will remain there until July 2026. This is significant because Cancer is the sign of Jupiter's exaltation. In traditional astrology, every planet has a sign where it operates at ordinary strength, a sign where it struggles, and one sign where it reaches its highest possible expression. For Jupiter, that sign is Cancer, the planet of growth, wisdom, and abundance, functioning at its absolute peak in the sign of nurturing, emotional depth, and intuitive knowing. Right now, Jupiter sits near 17 degrees of Cancer. He has been direct since March 10th, no longer reviewing but actively expanding. Everything he touches grows. Every seed he waters flourishes. And he is reaching across the sky to form a perfect trine with Neptune.
Neptune entered Pisces in 2012 and will remain there until 2026. This is the end of a 14-year journey through the sign Neptune rules. Neptune in Pisces is the mystic in the monastery, the artist in the studio, the dreamer in the dream. There is no boundary between imagination and reality when Neptune moves through his home waters. What you envision with enough clarity has a way of becoming what you experience.
Currently, Neptune sits near 3 degrees of Aries, having just entered after its long Pisces transit. But the trine aspect with Jupiter has been building for months while Neptune was in the late degrees of Pisces, and the energy remains active in the cosmic field. The orb of influence extends, and the two water giants continue to resonate. A trine is 120 degrees of separation. It is the geometry of ease, of flow, of things happening without the friction that squares and oppositions create. When two planets form a trine, their energies blend rather than clash. They support rather than challenge. They open doors rather than build walls.
Jupiter trine Neptune is the aspect of the vision that becomes reality, the faith that is rewarded, the dream that the universe decides to sponsor. It does not happen every year, and it does not happen with both planets in such powerful positions, even less frequently.
The last time Jupiter and Neptune formed a significant trine while Jupiter was in Cancer was 2013 to 2014. Think back to what was seeded in your life during that window. What dream began to take shape? What vision started its slow journey from imagination into form? Whatever grew from that period grew because this aspect gave it permission to grow. The same permission is being offered now. Now let me tell you what the ancients understood about this alignment. Because Jupiter and Neptune have been weaving dreams into reality for as long as humans have been dreaming, the Babylonians knew Jupiter as Marduk, king of the gods. the one who brought order from chaos and abundance from void. When Marduk moved through the constellation of the Crab, which corresponds to our Cancer, the priests of Esagila recorded it as a time when prayers were more likely to be answered, not because the gods became more generous, but because the channel between human intention and divine response became wider. Neptune was not visible to ancient eyes, but its archetype was known through the water deities that every civilization worshipped. Poseidon to the Greeks, Varuna to the Vedic tradition, Enki to the Sumerians. These were not simply gods of the ocean. They were gods of the depths, of what lies beneath the surface, of the formless potential from which all form emerges. When the king of the gods aligns with the god of the depths, the message is consistent across every tradition. The invisible is ready to become visible. The unmanifest is ready to manifest. In the Vedic system, Jupiter is Guru, the great teacher, the bestower of wisdom and good fortune. When Guru occupies the nakshatra of Pushya in Cancer, as he does now, the texts describe a period of exceptional blessing. Pushya means nourishment. It is associated with the nurturing that allows seeds to grow into plants and children to grow into adults. Jupiter in Pushya does not just expand. He nourishes the expansion. He ensures that what grows has roots deep enough to last. Neptune corresponds to the Vedic concept of Maya, the creative illusion that makes the formless appear as form. Maya is not deception in the negative sense. It is the artistic power of consciousness to dream worlds into being. When Guru aligns harmoniously with Maya, the dream becomes the world, the vision becomes the life, the imagination becomes the experience. This is the frequency you are standing inside right now. Not a time when dreams are merely pleasant, a time when dreams are blueprint. Now let me tell you what has been happening in your body. Because Jupiter trine Neptune does not announce itself through thoughts alone, it announces itself through subtle physical sensations that most people dismiss as random. The eyes. Have you noticed a different quality to your vision recently? Not blurriness in the medical sense, but a softness, a tendency to see the beauty in things more easily, colors appearing slightly more vivid, light catching your attention in ways it usually does not. Neptune rules the eyes and the faculty of vision, both physical and imaginal. When Neptune aligns with Jupiter, the eyes begin to see what is possible rather than only what is present. The chest. An expansion behind the sternum. Not anxiety, not pressure. Something more like hope taking up physical space. Jupiter rules expansion, and when he forms a trine, the expansion feels gentle rather than overwhelming. You may have noticed that your breath is slightly deeper than usual, that your chest feels slightly more open. This is your body responding to the permission that is being granted. The sleep. Your dreams have likely been more vivid, more memorable, more meaningful. Neptune governs the dream state, and when he aligns with Jupiter, the dream world expands. You may be receiving guidance in your sleep that you are only beginning to understand. Pay attention to recurring images, recurring places, recurring figures. They are not random, they are messages from the aspect. And there is something else, a knowing, a quiet certainty that something is about to shift. You cannot prove it, you cannot point to evidence. But somewhere beneath your thoughts, there is a sense that a door is opening, that the timing is aligning, that what you have been waiting for is closer than it has ever been. This knowing is the most important symptom of all. It is your soul recognizing the frequency of the aspect before your mind can name it. Here is the question that this alignment is asking, and it is a question that only Jupiter trine Neptune can ask, because only this aspect has the power to answer it. What would you create if you knew it could not fail? Not what would you try, not what would you attempt. What would you create with the full weight of your imagination, knowing that the universe has already agreed to support it? Most people never answer this question honestly. They edit their dreams before the dreams are fully formed. They trim the vision to fit what seems realistic. They negotiate with their own longing until the longing becomes small enough to be safe. Jupiter trine Neptune does not support small dreams. This aspect has no interest in what is merely realistic. It operates in the territory of what is possible when limitation is removed, when fear is dissolved, when the boundary between I wish and I will disappears entirely. The dream that qualifies for cosmic permission during this window is not the practical dream. It is the impractical one. The one that makes no sense on paper, but makes complete sense in your chest. The one you stopped talking about because people did not understand. The one that keeps coming back no matter how many times you try to release it. That dream is not a problem. It is not an attachment you need to heal. It is a signal. It has been waiting for a sky that could hold it. And this sky can hold it. But receiving cosmic permission requires participation. The door is open, but you still have to walk through it. And the way you walk through it matters. Here is your manifestation protocol for this Jupiter-Neptune window. Not a single ritual, but a practice that aligns you with the frequency of the aspect across the entire period of its influence. The first element is clarification. Before the universe can sponsor a dream, the dream must be clear. Not detailed necessarily, but clear in its essence. This week, before doing anything else, complete this sentence in writing. The life I am being called to create feels like, not looks like, feels like. Neptune does not work with external details. Neptune works with feeling states. Jupiter expands whatever is seated. If you seed a feeling of freedom, freedom expands. If you seed a feeling of connection, connection expands. Get clear on the feeling before you concern yourself with the form. The second element is immersion. Jupiter trine Neptune, in water signs, asks you to engage with water consciously. Take baths with intention. Stand in the rain if it comes. Visit a body of water if one is accessible. Drink water slowly and deliberately, imagining that each sip is carrying your vision deeper into your cells. Water is the element of emotion, and emotion is the language Neptune speaks. The more you immerse yourself in water during this window, the more receptive you become to what the aspect is offering. The third element is visualization. Not the forced kind. Not the vision board covered in magazine clippings. The soft kind. The kind that happens when you close your eyes and let the dream show itself to you. Each night before sleep, spend 3 minutes in the feeling state you clarified in the first element. Not trying to see specific images, just allowing yourself to feel what it feels like to already be living that life. Neptune turns feeling into form. Jupiter amplifies whatever he touches. The feeling you fall asleep inside becomes the instruction the aspect receives. The fourth element is receptivity. Jupiter trine Neptune does not only work through your action, it works through what arrives without your action. Synchronicities, unexpected conversations, offers that appear from nowhere, doors that open without being pushed. During this window, pay attention to what comes to you. Not everything that arrives is guidance, but some of it is. The way to tell the difference is resonance. If it resonates with the feeling state you clarified, it is part of the aspect working. If it does not resonate, it is noise. Trust your body to know the difference. The fifth element is faith. This is the hardest part for most people. Jupiter trine Neptune requires faith that what you are seeding is actually taking root, even when you cannot see evidence. Especially when you cannot see evidence. The aspect operates in the invisible realm. The results manifest in the visible realm weeks or months later. What you plant now, you harvest in autumn. The gap between planting and harvest is where most people lose faith. Do not be most people. Remember that every oak tree spent months as an invisible process underground before it became a visible tree in the world. Your dream is undergoing the same process. Now let me show you where this lands based on your rising sign. Because the houses where Cancer and Pisces sit in your chart determine the specific territories where this trine is opening doors. If you are Aries rising, Jupiter trines from your 4th house to your 12th house. The dream is about home, roots, emotional foundation, and it is being supported by your unconscious, your spiritual practice, your inner life. The vision involves where you belong and how you feel held. If you are Taurus rising, Jupiter trines from your 3rd house to your 11th house. The dream is about communication, learning, ideas, and it is being supported by your community, your networks, your hopes for the future. The vision involves what you want to say and who you want to say it with. If you are Gemini rising, Jupiter trines from your 2nd house to your 10th house. The dream is about money, resources, self-worth, and it is being supported by your career, your public role, your legacy. The vision involves abundance and recognition working together. If you are Cancer rising, Jupiter trines from your 1st house to your 9th house. The dream is about your identity itself, who you are becoming, and it is being supported by expansion, travel, higher learning, beliefs. The vision involves a larger version of yourself stepping onto a larger stage.
If you are Leo rising, Jupiter trines from your 12th house to your 8th house. The dream is hidden, spiritual, operating beneath the surface, and it is being supported by transformation, shared resources, deep intimacy. The vision involves healing that leads to power. If you are Virgo rising, Jupiter trines from your 11th house to your 7th house. The dream is about community, friendship, collective contribution, and it is being supported by partnership, marriage, close collaboration. The vision involves finding your people and building with them.
If you are Libra rising, Jupiter trines from your 10th house to your 6th house. The dream is about career, public achievement, legacy, and it is being supported by daily practice, health, service. The vision involves success built on consistent effort. If you are Scorpio rising, Jupiter trines from your 9th house to your 5th house. The dream is about meaning, philosophy, expansion, and it is being supported by creativity, joy, self-expression. The vision involves wisdom that becomes art. If you are Sagittarius rising, Jupiter trines from your 8th house to your 4th house. The dream is about transformation, shared resources, depth, and it is being supported by home, family, emotional roots. The vision involves profound change that makes you feel more at home in yourself. If you are Capricorn rising, Jupiter trines from your 7th house to your 3rd house. The dream is about partnership, relationship, collaboration, and it is being supported by communication, learning, ideas. The vision involves building something with someone through shared understanding. If you are Aquarius rising, Jupiter trines from your 6th house to your 2nd house. The dream is about health, service, daily work, and it is being supported by resources, money, self-worth. The vision involves well-being and abundance flowing together. If you are Pisces rising, Jupiter trines from your 5th house to your 1st house. The dream is about creativity, joy, self-expression, and it is being supported by your identity, your presence, your body. The vision involves becoming more fully yourself through what you create.
There is one more element to this alignment that deserves your attention. Because Jupiter trine Neptune does not only affect individuals, it affects the collective dream.
Right now, the shared imagination of humanity is being given permission to expand. The visions that artists are receiving, the solutions that innovators are glimpsing, the possibilities that leaders are beginning to sense, all of it is being amplified by this aspect. You are not only participating in your own dream, you are participating in the dreaming of the whole species. This is why the dream you clarify during this window matters beyond your personal life. The frequency you hold contributes to the frequency of the collective. The vision you nurture adds to the total vision available to humanity. Jupiter trine Neptune in water signs creates a pool of shared imagination, and every dreamer who enters that pool consciously raises the water level for everyone. This is not grandiosity. This is how consciousness works. The individual dream and the collective dream are not separate. They are one water, and what you pour into your corner of the pool reaches every other corner eventually.
If something stirred in you while you listened, write it in the comments. Not the cautious version, not the edited version. The dream itself. Name it publicly and watch what happens. Your naming gives permission to someone who has been carrying the same dream in silence. Your courage becomes their courage. The pool rises.
If there is someone in your life who has been dimming their vision, shrinking their dream, convincing themselves that what they want is unrealistic, send them this video. The sky right now is not supporting realism. The sky is supporting imagination. They need to know that the door is open.
Subscribe and turn on notifications because this window has layers. What applies today does not apply next month. You will want guidance as the energy shifts and evolves.
Every video takes hours of research, aligning the ancient wisdom with the current sky. Your support is what keeps this work flowing.
Jupiter is expanded. Neptune is dreaming. The trine is exact. And somewhere in the quiet part of your chest, the dream you stopped talking about is waking up. It has been waiting for this sky. And this sky has been waiting for you to remember what you came here to create.
The universe has spoken. What you dream next is in your hands.